law enforcement have highlighted several serious hit-and-run cases across the Tri-Cities in recent weeks, including a man driving off after hitting a pregnant woman walking near the cable bridge, and another man fleeing the scene after hitting a Ben Franklin Transit bus into a residence yard in Richland. Apple Valley News Now's Rylee Fitzgerald says hit-and-run cases are different from others because after any kind of collision, unlike any other law, this law requires action.
When in a car crash or a collision of any kind, Washington law says you need to pull over and share your insurance and vehicle information with the other driver or anybody else involved. Leaving the scene without doing that nearly guarantees you a criminal charge if caught.
So the state requires you to stick around after you've been involved in a collision, but that could be the difference between maybe getting a ticket, maybe getting no ticket, or having a criminal charge, a misdemeanor. If there are injuries to the person, it could even be a felony.
For hitting a car with no people in it and leaving with no note, Washington state law says that's a misdemeanor. That raises to a gross misdemeanor if the car is occupied, and a hit and run that causes injury to another person is a Class C felony.
The most serious type of hit and run case is a hit and run that causes death. That's a Class B felony.
The decision takes just seconds after a collision: stay or go.
If you're involved in an accident, you have to stop, right? You have to stop, you have to provide your information, you have to check on the person, and if necessary, you have to render aid.
The reasonable assistance requirement in Washington state is what Benton County prosecutor Eric Eisinger calls the most interesting part of the statute.
Because most of the time the law doesn't require you to take any kind of affirmative action. The law restricts certain behavior, but in this instance the law actually requires, if you were involved in an accident, to stop and to help someone. There's this affirmative duty under the law to provide help, to take them to the hospital if they need it, to call 911 if it's needed. And that's just a part of being a good citizen, right? Like taking care of the people in our own community.
The Richland Police Department says nearly all of the hit and runs reported in the city do get closed, and part of that is thanks to the abundant use of cameras.
There are cameras everywhere now, so be it on a business, be it on a residence, but yeah, the dash cameras are really prevalent now, and high definition video, super useful. So yeah, those are great tools to run investigations off.
If you're the victim of a hit and run, officials say it's important to get to a safe place and report as much information about the other vehicle as you know, like the make, model, color, and license plate. In Benton County, I'm Rylee Fitzgerald with Apple Valley News Now.
Rylee, thank you for that On Your Side report. Meanwhile, law enforcement says while it may seem like there have been more hit and runs than previous years, Benton County is right about on track for its average this time of year.